Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to talk about the Irrfan film Blackmail. So this Hindi thriller black comedy was directed by Abhinay Deo, who had a really promising debut with Delhi Belly, which I have not seen, but I have only heard good things about. So because this stars Irrfan, who, by the way, is getting treatment for neuroendocrine cancer. So, you only want good things for Irrfan right now in his life. So I went in with just thinking, okay, this is going to be wonderful because it's Irrfan. How can it go wrong? Well, so I have to say that I left a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to ruin anything about the plot. The trailer gives you a sense that it's going to be somewhat quirky, somewhat dark. We know the setup that Irrfan comes home from work and finds his wife dallying with another man. And, rather than as he fantasizes about bursting in and, attacking, he doesn't. Instead, he, a whole blackmail, thus the title, plot ensues, and then things only get more crazy and more complicated. Now, I enjoy a good dark comedy. The problem is this film is too bloody long. Actually, the Fandango movie site here in the States listed the film running time as 1 hour and 40 minutes. It was a mistake. It's more like 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 20 minutes. And it's just way, way too long for this kind of genre of film. 20 minutes at least could have been cut from the film. It needed a faster pace. I felt like it was a slow pace. The second half really, after the interval point, the second part of the film really picked up the pace, which was good. But oh my gosh, it was, I love seeing Irrfan on the screen for as much as I can. And each individual character was very quirky. Everyone had shades of gray. No one was purely good. So, it should have had all the elements that I would love. A black comedy, sort of thriller elements, an interesting plot that we don't normally see in Hindi cinema, Irrfan. And the supporting players were all really good. It was super fun to see Divya Dutta as in a part. I won't reveal who she is, but her part as Dolly was pretty delicious. And we saw him in the trailer. Arunoday Singh, who just is doing he plays sort of a dumb jock, kind of, like a dumb muscle-bound kind of guy that just gets caught up in things and thinks he's smarter than he is. He's really good at playing those kind of parts. He kind of developed a niche playing those kind of parts. And, he is very humorous in his part. And he really kind of takes the spirit of what the film was trying to go for. So you take each individual part, each individual performance I was okay with. Oh, there was another delicious performance. Anuja Sate, oh my gosh, she plays a co-worker in Irrfan's office, and there's a twist with her in the second half, which was delicious. So she was particularly good at really going for the energy of what the film was trying to be. I can't really discuss much more about the plot without spoiling it, and there's so many twists and funny things that happen. If you're going to see it, I don't want to spoil any of the plot at all. Irrfan is always great, but I don't know if particularly his sort of, you can always see what's happening in his head. And if the tone was black comedy, I don't, because he just has that kind of sleepy-eyed sadness about him so often, and just his resting face can kind of seem sad. Now, granted, the things that happened to him in this film seem very sad. The actor that I was thinking of as I came home that could have really pulled it off is in Hollywood, not in the Hindi industry, as someone like Justin Bateman, who can just sort of have that everyman and then just kind of have an evil twinkle in his eye sometimes, and just kind of, I'm laughing with you, you know what I mean, kind of to the audience. And I just don't know. I mean, it seems strange to say. I don't know. Irrfan was very good. If we were supposed to feel, this sense of sadness and also, believability that he could fall into all these crazy capers, yes, he pulled it off, but I just don't know if he had the right comedic tone always, that he brought that. My main complaint is the pacing, and I just don't know if the writing was just sharp enough to, I was sitting in an audience with maybe one or only two other people. So I didn't have a lot of people laughing around me, but it was the kind of film where instead of having big laughs, I was smiling. Let me just tell you this, I'm not spoiling much, but that the opening song is an ode to masturbation. Never thought I would see an Irrfan Khan movie where the opening song is an ode to masturbation. I guess that's something should give me an idea of what I'll be in store for if I watch Delhi Belly. So, Irrfan, I handed to him. He's willing to go there with all this crazy stuff that the script threw at him. It just, I wish it had been faster paced, and, but it was fun to see something really different in Hindi cinema. It just didn't live up to my heightened expectations of what an Irrfan Khan movie was going to give me. So if you had a chance to see this film, let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know what your favorite Irrfan Khan movie is. And you know what? I don't know if I can. It's hard to pick just one. Piku is really good. Talking about comedic, I thought he was good being the straight man to Deepika and Amitabh's craziness. Do you know what I mean? So that he excels in a comedic environment and I haven't seen Hindi medium, so it's just interesting that he has done so many serious films earlier in his career. I mean he's also done big Hollywood blockbusters like Jurassic World and one of the Spider-Man films and so on. So he is doing a variety of things, but it's just interesting that it seems like there's been such a string of comedies. I'm not faulting the man for wanting to do lighter work. It's just sort of interesting that, he had this reputation, things like The Lunchbox or whatever, showing angst and loneliness on screen and whatever. And then now, boom. Actually my favorite thing that Irrfan Khan ever did, watched him in an HBO show here called In Treatment. And he played a patient of Gabriel Byrne, played the psychiatrist that was talking to him. And so it was a wonderful, wonderful performance. It just so good. Anyway, let me know what your favorite Irrfan Khan movie is. And of the other films, I guess Delhi Belly would probably be the universal choice of the other film by this director that I should seek out. I shouldn't even ask that. That's his most well-known work. I guess he's done Force 2 and Game and some other things that I'm not familiar with. Anyway, let me know what you think of the film. Follow us on Twitter at PardeziYT. Subscribe here to the Pardesi channel and hit the bell. You get a notification whenever I have a new film review or trailer reaction. Please like this film review, share it on Facebook, WhatsApp, or whatever.